is the valence bond theory. Valence bond theory. And the other is known as molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory. Valence bond theory is written as VBT. Molecular orbital theory is written as MOT. So the concern of today's class is valence bond theory. Okay, it is valence bond theory. Mariam, we have just started. We'll be studying about bonding theories today. That is the valence bond theory and the molecular orbital theory.
Yes, sir.
Please write. Okay. So please write these two down. Then we'll start with valence bond theory. Done? Done,
Yes,
guys?
sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can write regarding the valence bond theory. Okay, regarding the valence bond theory. The next topic is valence bond theory. Valence bond theory. So valence bond theory, it tells you about covalent bond also, and it will also give you some info. It will also give you information, and it theorizes regarding the coordinate bonds also. Okay, so you can explain two types of bond from valence bond theory. We are more interested in covalent bonds. It can also tell you about the covalent bond, and it can also tell you about the coordinate bond. Okay, covalent bond and coordinate bond. Now, the main assumptions for this covalent bond, what valence bond theory says, that covalent bond, these are formed by the valence shell electron. Okay, these are formed by valence shell electrons. Valence shell electrons are the one which form the covalent bond. The next part is that. Now, how are these valence shell behaving while forming the bond? They say that overlapping of orbital takes place. Overlapping of orbitals. Okay, overlapping of orbitals. Now, see, valence shell electrons are taking place. Now, inside the valence shell electron, there are orbitals, and those orbitals are overlapping. Valence shell electron. I hope you can understand from where we are coming. We are coming from a very big picture, that is shell. Then we are looking inside the shell, and we are seeing the orbitals. Now the orbitals are overlapping, and at the end we will look at the electrons. How should be the electrons? Okay, so overlapping of orbitals and the two atomic orbitals. What is this? AO atomic orbital should contain one electron each. Should contain one electron each with opposite spin. With opposite spin. So valence electron, overlapping of orbitals, and what? Please understand the chronology here. Okay, valence electrons are responsible for the formation of bond. The bond formation takes place by the overlapping of orbitals, in which the two atomic orbitals should contain one electron each with opposite spin. This is about the covalent bond. Now, regarding the coordinate bond, most of the things are same. That means overlapping of orbital takes place. Valence shell electrons are responsible for the formation of coordinate bond. The only point of difference that I'm writing here, the only point of difference between the covalent bond and the coordinate bond is that in the covalent bond, you need equal sharing of electrons. Okay, so let me just give an example. If you have A, which has an electron like this, there is another B atom which has an electron like this. So if they will be overlapping, and they will be forming the molecule AB, they will be forming the molecule which is AB. Okay, this is AB, and this will be having electron this way. Okay, This is the sharing of electrons. So as you can see, A is giving one electron in the bond, B is giving the another electron in the bond. But in coordinate bond, one of the atom will have both the electron as you have seen, and the other will have none electrons. Okay, so B is vacant, and then you will form what? This is having both the electrons. Now when you will form the AB molecule, both the electrons are of A. We have learned about coordinate bond when we were writing regarding the different type of elements, sorry, different types of compounds: ionic bond, covalent bond, and coordinate bond. So in coordinate bond, one atom, it donates or shares both the electron. So please write this down: covalent bond and coordinate bond. These are the basic assumptions of the valence bond theory. Valence electron, overlapping of orbitals, and both the atomic orbitals should contain one electron each with opposite spin. This is the basic assumptions of the valence bond theory. Now we will look at when the two atomic orbitals overlap, what happens then. Okay, we will look what happens when two atomic orbitals they overlap.
Done, sir.
Done. What
Done,
about
sir.
others? Done, everyone? Okay. Okay. Now, right, types of overlapping. Okay, types of overlapping. Next heading is types of overlapping. Okay, types of overlapping. Now there are two types of overlapping. There are two, not two. There are, I mean, basically three types of overlapping. First of all, we will learn that types of overlapping. There's one which is called as positive overlap. Then something which is known as three types of overlapping. Okay, one is known as positive overlap. The next is known as negative overlapping. Just write the positive, negative, and zero. Okay, positive, negative, and zero overlapping. Now we will look at some examples of positive overlapping. We will look at some examples of negative overlapping, and we will look at some examples of zero overlapping also. Okay, positive, negative, and zero overlapping. So write the first point: positive, positive overlapping. Please write with me. It involves the overlapping between two atomic orbitals. Two atomic orbitals. AO. Atomic orbitals means AO. Having same sign of psi. This results in what? This results in attractive interaction. This results in attractive interaction. So for example, what is psi? Psi is the wave function. Okay, psi is the wave function. Now I hope you guys have learned about waves. Correct? Okay. Hishma, Mariam, Samaira, all of you will tell me. Do you remember that this is positive phase and this is negative phase from sound chapter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, similarly, you will see the phase in orbitals also, because orbitals are what? These are also waves. These are also waves. Electron behaves as wave, and they will have positive and negative sign. Okay, positive and negative sign. So, for example, you must have not heard about interference. Okay, you must have not heard about interference. So please don't write anything here which is present. Just look here and tell me if you can understand this part. I hope you can understand this part. interference is basically in chapter, sorry, not in chapter, rather it is present in 12th standard. But I think you are capable of understanding what is interference. So these are two waves, okay? These are two waves. Acha. What I'm doing, I'm telling you that you see this point here and this point here. Okay. Now let us give a value here. So the red point is, let us say it is 1, 1. Okay, sorry, 1, 1. All of you understand coordinate geometry? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying this red point is 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1. Now, if I will add these two waves, okay, I'm doing what? I am adding these two waves. So what will happen? Now, again, I will make, again, this wave will be there. Let me just copy this. But what will happen? What I'm doing 1, 1 plus 1, 1. So what will this result into? This will result to 1. See, the x-axis and the y-axis, right? So the x-axis and x-axis will add up, the y-axis and y-axis will add up, and it will become 2, 2. Yes or no?
Yes,
It will
sir.
become. All of you understood this, right?
Yes,
So this is known as positive interference. What is happening? Two waves with the same phase, they are having positive, positive, negative, negative. The positive part and the positive part, they will be interfering with each other. This interference will be what? Constructive, because it is what? It is not cancelling, it is adding up. That is why we say that it is constructive interference. Now, when there is constructive interference, what increases? The amplitude increases. The amplitude is increasing, yes or no? Suppose
Yes,
this
sir.
maxima here, if this maxima is, let us say 5, 5, this maxima is also 5, 5. This maxima will become now 10, 10. Correct? So this amplitude is increasing, yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Right? The amplitude is increasing. Now, you don't have to write this. You don't have to write this. Let me just, I have some copied. And let me also paste one more. But here, what I will do, is there any option? Yeah, no, there is no option like that. Can I reverse it? No, I cannot. No, I think I can do something. Wait a second. I can rotate this. Flip vertically. Yeah. Oh my God, this is amazing. Ab bataiye aap. Now you guys will tell me, see, you don't have to write this. Again, I'm telling you. This point here, this will be 1, 1 as previous, right? This will be 1,
Yes,
1,
sir.
right? Now what will put this one? This will be -1, 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? Now let us just assume, what will happen if this overlaps? So let us just add these two, right? Now we are again adding these two. We are again adding these two. What will happen? This x and y. This is x and this is y. Now this x and y will cancel out. So this will be 0. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Comma. Then what will be remaining? 2. But so what I can say is, so there will be no parts here, right? Everything will be
Yes, sir.
vanishing, right? Everything will be vanishing. So this part will be cancelled by this part. And then you will have this part will be cancelled by this part, right? So this is known as destructive interference. This is known as destructive interference. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now I can move on. Now I can move on and tell you about the positive overlaps. Now, positive overlaps is just what? It's just another way of saying constructive interference. It is just another way of saying constructive interference. So I will give you some questions. Okay, I'll give you some questions. No, wait a second. Positive interference, positive ho gaya. Then we will write about negative. Okay, don't need much information. You can directly do the questions. Negative interference, right? Negative interference. Negative interference. So what is negative interference? It involves the overlapping of two atomic orbitals having opposite sign. Okay, just the opposite. Okay, opposite of positive overlap. atomic orbitals with, please remember, opposite sign of sign overlap. Then what happens? Then it results in the, this results in what? Repulsion or repulsive interaction. This results in repulsive interaction. Now write question. Write whether the following are positive overlaps or negative overlapping. Okay, positive overlapping or negative overlapping. Now, question number 1. If you have an s orbital, this is positive, and you have another positive. It's another s orbital. So this positive sign is the phase. Okay, this positive sign is the phase. Now, I mean, you cannot have, I mean, sometimes you will not be given positive sign, you will be just given the orbitals like this, and between you and this. So these two orbitals are overlapping. You have to tell me whether it is positive, negative, or positive or negative. Both fine. Can have p orbitals. So for the first example, I will do. Okay, so tell me, who will answer me for the first one? Positive or negative overlap?
Positive overlap.
So this will be positive overlap. What about the second one?
Positive.
Positive, na? All of
Yes,
you?
sir.
Positive?
Yes, sir.
Safan आपको आ रहा है. You joined the class late, I think. Yes, Safan. Right. So these signs should be same. Okay. What about the third one?
Negative. Negative.
Negative overlap. Very good. What about the fourth one?
Negative.
Negative. Why? Because see, देखिए ऐसे होगा ना. These two will be coming closer like this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this one convention. These two are coming closer in this way. So this will be also positive, right? This will be also positive. Okay, Hishma, Sumaira, Safwan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now if I have a p orbital and I have an s orbital. So this will be positive or negative? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Okay. Whenever you have like this, so you overlap them this way. What will happen then? Tell me.
Positive.
Positive overlap. Okay. This will be positive overlap. Very good. What about this one?
Negative overlapping.
Negative overlapping. Okay. So write these 6. Now I think you all can identify whether something will be positive or negative overlapping.
Done, sir.
Acha, one more question. Okay. If you have like this. And these are coming closer in this way. What do you think? What kind of overlapping will be there?
Positive.
Positive overlapping, right? Positive overlapping. Okay. I can do one more example like this. Positive, negative, negative, positive. So this will be
Negative overlapping.
Negative overlapping. Okay, this will be positive overlapping. Very good, guys. Okay. Now, what will happen? What will happen if I have, for example, let us see this one. Okay, so this is positive and this is negative. And you have a s orbital which is like this here, positive. So what do you think what will happen now? Positive overlapping or negative overlapping?
Positive.
Positive overlapping. So let us see. Okay, now can you see there are both the overlappings are taking place, positive also and negative also,
Yes, sir.
right? So I can say that, see, this part here, it is fine because this is positive overlap. Okay, this is positive overlap. I can see that positive and positive, these two are interacting. But this guy here, it is what? This is negative overlapping. This is negative overlapping. And this leads to what? This leads to zero overlap. This leads to zero overlapping. This leads to zero overlapping. Okay, so please write this example. I will give you some examples of zero overlapping.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Now, for example, you can also have some examples of zero overlapping as. So let us say that this is py. Okay, this is py. This is positive and this is negative. But you have px. So whether this is positive or negative, it doesn't matter. If I will take this guy here and if I will overlap it, then I can see that there is an equal probability and equal chance of positive overlapping is also taking place, and there is some negative overlapping also taking place. That is why this is also an example of zero overlap. Also an example of zero overlapping. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay. Now we'll write regarding the bonds. Okay. Formation of bonds by overlapping of orbitals. Formation of bonds by overlapping of orbitals. Right. The next topic. Formation of bonds by overlapping of atomic orbitals. By overlapping of atomic orbitals. Overlapping of atomic orbitals. Now, there are two bonds formed, which you have to study. Okay, there are two bonds which you have to study, which are formed by the overlapping of atomic orbitals. By the overlapping of atomic orbitals. Now, before anything regarding the overlapping of atomic orbitals, there is one very important point that you have to understand. Okay, now you just have to understand this. I will not. You don't have to write anything of this. Okay, please don't write anything of this. Suppose we have an atom A. We have an atom B. These molecules are coming together and these are forming molecule AB. Okay. Okay. No problem.
Yes, sir.
No problem. But we know that these are not overlapping. The atoms itself don't overlap. What overlaps? According to valence bond theory, which shell overlaps?
Orbitals.
Exactly. Very good. आपने एक step आगे जवाब दे दिया. Valence shell and valence shell के अंदर orbitals. Valence shell and inside the valence shell, orbitals are doing the overlapping. Orbitals are doing the overlapping. So let us analyze the p orbitals. Let us analyze the p orbitals. Now there is px. Okay. There is py also. Let me say this is y. This is px. This is px, and there is also pz. Okay, this is also pz. Now, it doesn't matter which of the orbitals we took, which of the orbitals are overlapping, but at least we have to fix one direction. No? We have to fix one direction in which the atomic orbitals are coming together. For example, if I say they are coming together like this way. So this can be one direction. Then I will say that the atomic orbitals, they are coming in this way. Okay, this way. So this can be one direction. One direction can be they are overlapping and coming towards this direction. So how many directions are there? How many directions are there in 3D space?
3.
Three direction. Na? So we have to choose either X or Y or Z. Okay. One of these will be, now please listen to this nomenclature, this name very careful. One of these will be internuclear axis. What is internuclear axis? The axis on which the overlapping happens, the axis on which the atomic orbitals come and they combine, they come and they overlap. Okay. So by convention, if you look at NCERT, they have taken the Z axis to be the internuclear axis. Which axis is the internuclear axis?
The Z axis.
Z axis is the internuclear axis. Okay. Now, whenever I will be forming the bonds, all of you will assume that it is the Z axis. Now, there is also one question in NCERT. They have taken what kind of bonds will be formed if we take the X axis as the internuclear axis. Then the answers will change. We'll see. You will see very soon. You will see very soon. Now, if I am saying now X, Y, and Z, all of these are mutually perpendicular, correct? X is perpendicular to Y and Z. Y is perpendicular to X and Z. Okay. I am saying that there are two atomic orbitals which are coming towards in this way. Now, this is the internuclear axis. This axis is what? This axis is internuclear axis. Okay. Now, if I have drawn p orbitals, in this way that it is perpendicular to the internuclear axis, that means this internuclear axis is what? Is this Z axis? By convention, this is Z axis. And if these atomic orbitals are perpendicular to Z axis, that means it can be X or Y. But it can never be Z. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because अगर Z होता तो Z के तो lobes होते, वो कहाँ lie करते? They would lie on the internuclear axis, that is the Z axis. Correct? Yes or no?
Sir. Yes.
What about others? Mariam, Samaira, Safwan, are you getting this point? Why? How can I say that this is either X or Y? It is not Z. Can you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Now you are well. You are good. आपको internuclear axis समझ में आ गया. Now you can proceed on towards. We can proceed on towards the formation of bond by overlapping of orbitals. So we said that there are two types of bond formed. Okay. How many types of bond will be formed? Two types of bond will be formed. One is known as sigma bond. It's known as sigma bond. The other is known as pi bond. So pi has this sign, pi. Sigma has this sign. This is sigma bond, and this is pi bond. Okay. Now we will look at some examples. What happens with the sigma bond? The main criteria for the sigma bond is overlapping should be on the internuclear axis. Where should be the overlapping? Overlapping should be taking place on the internuclear axis. I will give you examples. What about pi bond? In pi bond, overlapping should be above and below the internuclear axis. Above and below the internuclear axis. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Dekhiye, now I don't need to tell you anything. You will be telling me which is pi bond, which is sigma bond. Okay. You will be telling me which is pi bond, which is sigma bond. I'm just giving you some examples. You don't write these examples. Okay. But I'm just letting you know. आप लोगों को कितना आता है. I will draw the internuclear axis. Okay. Now we'll start with S. Now, if I'm saying these two atomic orbitals are overlapping and they are coming through this way, this is the internuclear axis. Okay, this line is internuclear axis. Whenever I will make this point, this line, this will be internuclear axis. So now you will tell me both of these have sign positive. We will be only looking towards the positive overlap because positive overlap leads to the formation of bond. Negative and zero overlap are of no use. Only what is of use? Positive overlap, because that is attractive forces. Now you will tell me whether this is a sigma bond or a pi bond.
Sigma bond.
Sigma bond. Very good. What about this one? Sigma or pi?
Sigma.
Sigma.
Very good. What about this one?
Pi
Pi
bond.
bond.
Pi bond.
पाई बॉन्ड है ना. देखिए आप लोग कुछ कुछ लिखा आप लोगों ने, कुछ नहीं, बस इंटरन्यूक्लियर एक्सिस इज सो इंपॉर्टेंट. सी इंटरन्यूक्लियर एक्सिस 3 4. You can also tell about D. You can also tell about D bond. For example, if you have what do you think?
Pi bond.
Pi bond.
Yeah, pi bond. Right, this will be pi bond. So now you can see that, now you can see you are very capable of identifying the sigma bond and pi bond. Okay, sigma bonds and pi bond. So what I will be doing, I will be just writing now. This is of now no use. आप लोग बस लिखते जाइए ना, हमको कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप लोगों को सब आ गया है, बस आप लिखते जाइए. Regarding sigma bond we have written, this is how to identify, है ना, this is how to identify. Now you know how to identify, लेकिन फिर भी CBSE बोर्ड की वजह से कुछ बातें लिखनी पड़ेंगी. Write the topic sigma bond. Sigma bond. Okay, sigma bond. It is formed by direct overlap of, it is formed by direct overlapping of atomic orbitals. It's formed by direct overlapping of two atomic orbitals on the internuclear axis, okay. So this is our sigma bond. This is our sigma bond. Now in sigma bond also, right, you can write on sigma bond, overlapping is to a greater extent, strong bonds are formed. Okay, strong bonds are formed. Sigma bond is formed before pi bond. Okay, before pi bond. That means for pi bond, sigma bond, the criteria for pi bond is that there should be one sigma bond present. But for sigma bond, there is no such criteria. I mean, whether the pi is present or not present, there will be one sigma. Okay. So one more point of here is s orbital can form what? Sigma bonds. S orbital can form sigma bonds. Okay, so write these points.
Done, sir.
Done. Now you will write the first one, which is SS overlapping. ये सब नाम है, आप मेन चीज आपको आ गई, ये सारी चीजें तो नाम है बस. SS overlapping. SS overlapping, what will happen here? You will have s orbital, and then you will have another s orbital. This happen like this. Okay, now these two will overlap. Okay, these two will overlap. Okay, and they will be forming. So this will be the overlapping. Okay, this will be the overlapping. This is SS overlap. You can have some different overlaps also. इसका तो साइज थोड़ा कम कर देते हैं, बहुत ही बड़ा बना देते हैं इसको. So get is SP overlap. Okay, SP overlapping, how it will take place? You have this s orbital here, then you can add a plus sign here. You will add what? ये बनाना बड़ा मुश्किल काम है, फिर भी काफी सही बन गया। This is the overlap, okay? So only one more point that I will ask all of you to observe is, how many lobes from each of the atomic orbitals is overlapping? How many lobes from each atomic orbital?
One lobe.
One from each.
Yeah, one from each. PP overlapping, I don't need S. ये P काफी अच्छा बन गया था, इसी को कॉपी कर लेते हैं। Okay, PP overlapping, SS overlapping, PP overlapping. You want more overlapping? I can also show you. I can also use FD overlapping. Okay, are you done with these three?
Yes, sir.
है ना? So now इतना ही तक है आपके सिलेबस में, but you can understand these also. You can understand these also. So if you have S orbital like this is SD overlapping. You can have d orbitals like this. The axial d orbitals are there, na? The axial d orbital x square minus y square. So they can overlap and you will form. So you copy कर लो। Okay, so again you can see all of these are having how many? One lobe from each of the atomic orbitals. And the another thing which is common in these overlapping is that the overlapping is taking place on the internuclear axis, okay. You can also have PD overlapping. बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ लिया आप लोगों ने आज तो, ठीक है, बस इतना ही काफी रहने देते हैं। डीडी ओवरलैप भी होता है, ओके, डीडी ओवरलैप इज आल्सो देयर। प्लीज राइट दीस, प्लीज राइट
Done,
दीस।
sir.
डन, all of you are done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now also one more thing that you can write here, one more thing is you can write, you can take your 4 fingers, okay, the first finger which is present, okay. Now you will touch some parts of it, okay, you will touch some parts of it, okay. So how will you touch it? You have this finger, and then you have some lines like this, right? Some lines like this, जहाँ पे ऐसे हम लोग तस्बीह गिनते हैं ना. So one of those, you just join one of those as overlapping, Can you join?
Yes, sir.
Acha. Now do one thing. Do one thing is that, or you just touch them, okay? You just touch them, nails to nails, okay? Don't no need to overlap. Just touch them, nails to nails. Keep one of the fingers restricted, that is fixed, and rotate the other finger. Can you rotate it? Can you rotate it while touching? Yes or no? Like a screw. Just rotate it like a screw. Can you do that? Yes or no? Just touch your
Sir,
fingers.
what way?
Uh, there is one emoji ना, there is one emoji, right, that many people now are using. जैसे उसमें दो fingers ऐसे touch करते रहते हैं. You have seen that
Yes, sir.
emoji, है ना? Just that way. All of you have seen that emoji, Heshma, Mariam,
Yes, sir.
है ना? That emoji. Okay. Now keep one of the finger fixed or one hand fixed. Don't rotate it and rotate the other one. Can you rotate it? Like हाथ मत तोड़ लीजिएगा प्लीज आप लोग, जितना हो रहा है उतना ही. There
Yes,
is some
sir.
movement. There is some movement. Okay, you can touch it and you can move and you can rotate the fingers, right? So same thing will happen here also. Okay, same thing will happen here also. That one note you can write here is one note that rotation is allowed. Rotation is allowed in sigma bond. Okay, that means if you rotate a particular atom, then it does not interfere. It does not interfere with the bond. For example, देखिए जैसे ये वाला है ना, now इसमें हम देखिए एक चीज करते हैं. I'm marking this one as red and I'm marking this one as green. Okay, I'm marking this one as green. If I will rotate this, what will happen? The green will get above and the red will get down. So let me just try to rotate it. As you can see, now I am rotating it vertically like this. Now bonding में कुछ असर नहीं हुआ, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the same thing which is happening. The bonding is allowed here. Okay, the rotation is allowed. Fine, rotation is allowed in the sigma bond. Now we will write about the pi bonds. Write about the pi bonds. Okay, this is what? This is pi bond. Now, what about pi bonds? The first point is that formed by sidewise overlap formed by sidewise overlap. The next point is that, see, the extent of overlapping is less. Extent of overlapping is less. Third point is that, now, if the extent of overlapping is less, the pi bonds are weaker. Pi bonds are weaker than sigma. Okay, pi bonds are weaker than sigma bonds. Pi bonds are formed only after formation of sigma bonds. That means if there is a pi bond, there will be always a sigma bond. If there is no sigma bond, pi bond will not form. If there is no sigma bond, pi bond will not form. One more point that you will see here, na, s orbital cannot form pi bonds. Okay, cannot form pi bonds. Please write this down. Let me know if you're done.
Done, sir.
These points are only. अगर CBSE कह देना कि अब से हम MCQ ही लेंगे, then you don't even have to write these points. You don't even have to write these points. एक basic understanding तो हो ही जाता that sigma bonds are stronger, pi bonds are weaker. Those things you have in your head, but again, to revise and all, you need some notes. That is why you're writing. Otherwise, you already know what are sigma bonds and what are pi bonds before even writing these points. But we have to write a few things. Now, the first overlapping that will be taking place is between to make the pi bond is the pp overlapping. Okay, so we say that p overlapping. How will we know that this is pi overlapping taking place? So we'll write p pi overlapping. Okay, this is p pi overlapping. So the overlapping will be taking place in this way. We'll have a p orbital, we'll have another p orbital, and this is the internuclear axis. Okay, this is the internuclear axis, and these will be combining. This positive, negative, you can get these sign, and these will be forming. So I'm just erasing the internuclear axis, okay? Okay, so as you can see, this is the overlapping that is taking place. This is the overlapping that has taken place. Second is p pi d pi overlapping. P pi d pi overlapping. P pi d pi overlapping. Now in p pi d pi overlapping, you will have pi bond. Pi bond पे ना कोई ऐप होना चाहिए. ऐसे shapes में ना यहाँ पे pi bond होना चाहिए. This is the overlapping here. This is the overlapping here. Okay. So this is p pi d pi overlapping. There is another overlapping which can take place, that is d pi d pi. So one d orbital. This is another d orbital. Third is d pi overlapping. Okay. This is d pi overlapping. Please write this down. D
Done,
pi
sir.
d pi done. Okay. Now look at the pi bonds which are formed by the overlappings of different atomic orbitals, and tell me how many lobes are participating in the overlapping from each? Two of each, right? Two of each. That means sigma bond is formed by one interaction or one lobe interaction, I can say, if I am talking about one atomic orbital. For pi bond is formed by two lobe interaction. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So one more remark you can write. One lobe interaction forms sigma bond. Then you will have two lobe interaction forms pi bond. Okay, forms pi bond. Acha. There is also, I mean, one more type of bond thing that can take place, which is known as phi bond. Okay, which is known as phi bond. Now, maybe you don't, you must not have seen phi bond, but it is there in NCERT. They have written phi bond se pehle hota hai ek delta bond. So if there is one lobe, two lobe, so it is doubling, right? One, two, then four lobe interaction. Four lobe interaction forms delta bond. Okay, so delta bond is there, not phi is not there in your, phi is not there in CRT. Okay. Now, if you want to write the phi lobe also, you can also write six lobe interaction. Six lobe interaction forms phi bond. Okay, so till here there is in your syllabus. Till here there is mentioned in NCERT. Delta bond is mentioned in NCERT. Okay, you can see delta bond is mentioned in NCERT. They have not said how these are formed. So if you want to figure out how the delta bonds are formed, so just look at your floor and the ceiling. Is everyone listening or are they writing? Everyone is listening?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you make the d orbitals in your floor? Right? You can make the d orbitals in your floor, right? Or this will be.
Yes, sir.
And then one make another d orbital in the ceiling. Okay. So you have what? Floor and ceilings, right? You have floor and ceiling. So in the floor, you will have, let me make a cube first. Let me show you guys. Okay, so you will have you can make the d orbital like this. Similar d orbitals can be made like this. Now, when they will interact, so this will be interacting with this lobe will be interacting with this lobe will be interacting with this lobe, and this lobe will be interacting with this lobe. So can you guys see
Yes, sir.
four lobe interaction? All of you can see, right?
Yes.
Don't have to draw this, okay? Don't have to draw this. 6 lobe interaction तक की रखिए आप लोग 5 bond. Done, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after the formation of phi and sigma, let us move to the concept of overlap. Okay, the concept of overlap. Please write the concept of overlapping, and this will be helpful in determining which of the overlaps are stronger and where will be the effective overlapping. Okay, so please write concept of overlapping. Now, in concept of overlapping, there are a few things which determines the extent of overlap. Okay, which determines the extent of overlap. So first is the size of orbital. Okay, the size of orbital. Now, the effective overlap, overlapping, it is inversely proportional to the size of overlapping. Okay, why? Because see, if the size is very large, it will be away from the nucleus, correct? It will be away from the nucleus, and you should have nucleus near if you want an effective overlapping. Size is what? Size is inversely proportional. Size is inversely proportional. Now, if we just look at the size, then we can say that the 1s overlapping, it will be very strong. Then you can have 2s, then that will be followed by 3s, because 3s is very large size. Okay, now if I want to get the trend for 2p, so the p orbital, so 2p overlap will be strongest, then there will be 3p. We are just seeing the size. Okay, we are just seeing the size, and that will be followed by 4p and so on, 4p and so on. Okay, now then next point is the size concept of overlap is the directional character. Let me just highlight these points, right? Size of orbit important. Then you have directional nature. Okay, directional nature. So we all know that which is more directional, S or P? आप लोगों ने पढ़ा था S or P, which is directional in nature?
P orbital.
P orbitals, very good. P orbitals are directional in nature. If you don't remember, go to the azimuthal quantum number, and before azimuthal quantum number, we learned about subshells. In subshells, we wrote SPD, and in S, we wrote that it is non-directional in nature. Okay, and effective overlapping. effective overlap is proportional to the directional nature. Okay. Directional nature. That is why 2s overlap, 2s overlap is not as effective as 2p overlap. Okay, so 2p overlap is more effective. 2p overlap is more effective. Let me just decrease the size of these parts. Size of overlapping. Directional character. Then we have the third part, which is known as diffusion, diffused orbitals or diffused subshell. Okay, so what is more diffused? SPD. What is the order of diffusion? Which is most diffused? Which is most diffused? भूल गए आप लोग. SPD. Which is most diffused? The order is like this: S is least diffused, then P, then D, and then F. Okay. So see, S is nearest to the nucleus, then P, then D, then F. So effective overlap, it will be inversely proportional to the diffusion. It's to the diffused character. That is why if I compare the S and D, okay, so we have compared S and P, we will compare the S and D. What will happen in S and D? 3S overlapping. This will be greater than 3D overlapping. Okay, this will be greater than 3D overlapping. These are the main concepts of the extent of overlapping. Now we will write how do we compare different types of overlapping. Okay, how do we compare different types of overlapping? Please write this down.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Next is extent of overlapping and comparison. Okay, comparison of extent of overlap. So you will be given some subshells, some orbitals, they will be overlapping. Now, there can be only two types of questions. There can be only two types of question. One type of question which will have different shells. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, 2p, they will have different shell, right? Second shell. This is third shell. This is fourth shell. Okay. Now, if it is different shell, then you will look lower shell. If it is lower shell, then it will be having effective overlapping. Okay, so this is the criteria here. Okay, this is the criteria here, effective overlapping. And if it is effective overlapping, that will also determine the bond strength. So bond strength will be high. Bond strength will be high. Now, another type of question that can be given is if you have same shell. If there is same shell as 2s, this I mean here there is shell is same, but the subshell is different. Okay, so if there is same shell, then this is the order. Please write the order. See, NP will have the greatest overlapping, followed by NS. This will be followed by ND, and this will be followed by NF. But NF is not there. Okay, there is one more point that I can write here. Wait a second. Sorry. There is NS-NP can also be present, right? So NS-NP will be first, and after that NP. NS-NP, and after that NS, and that will be followed by ND. Okay, so please write this. We will do some questions, then only you will understand.
Done, sir.
Done, everyone? What about others? Is there anyone who is still writing? Is there anyone who is still writing?
Yes, sir.
No? Okay. Let us write some question. First question is, compare the bond strength. Compare the bond strength of bonds formed by overlapping of following orbitals. Overlapping of following. So you have to compare 2s 2s, 2s 2p, 2p 2p. Okay, then you will have 1s 1s. Okay, 1s 1s. So first you will categorize them. Okay, you will categorize them. So are all these of same shell or different shell? Tell me. Are all these of same shell or different shell? Acha, tell me. This and this is same shell or different shell? Hishma, Mariam, Safwan. Acha, you are not able to identify whether it is of same shell or different shell? Can I get a yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Acha, you are not able to, or you are able to? You are not able to.
to.
Not able to. Acha, तो वही होगा ना 2s. What is the n here?
2.
Okay. Now what about this one? Here also the n will be 2 only, na? So I will be writing the shell for each of them. You will be telling me. So this is what shell? Second shell, right? This 2s.
Yes, sir.
So this and this is overlapping. This is 2s. 2s means this second shell and the another atom's second shell. Okay, this is also 2s. So both of them are 2s 2s. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So here the overlapping is taking place in second shell. What about here? The overlapping is taking place in which shell? The overlapping is taking place in which shell?
Second shell.
Second shells. Okay. Second shell. Here also second shell. Here also second. What about here? The overlapping is taking place in
Second shell.
second shell. What about here? The overlapping is taking place in
First shell.
first shell. So first of all, what we will do, we will compare the different shells. Okay, we'll compare the different shell. So as we know that 1s will have the most effective overlapping because it is lower shell. Yes or no? You have just seen if the shell number is lower shell has effective overlap and then the bond strength is higher. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we can say, we can confidently say that 1s से जो bond बनेगा ना, it will be the most strong bond. If we compare from 2s 2s or 2s 2p or 2p 2p because the shell number is low. Okay, the shell number is low. Now we have 2s 2s 2p 2p or 2s 2p or 2p 2p. For this you have to follow the order which I have given. So tell me, see the order here which I have given, ns np np, this order here, and from there you will tell me which is the strongest. Which will be the strongest? 2p 2p, very good. And after that
2s 2p.
2s 2p, very good. After that
2s 2s.
2s 2s, very good. बाकियों को समझ में आया? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you got this? Very good. So this is how you compare the bond strength if you are given some subshells. Okay. Now we have second question. Compare the bond strength. Compare the bond strength of following. Okay. So if you have carbon-carbon bond, or you have nitrogen-nitrogen bond, or you have, let us say, oxygen-oxygen bond, or you have fluorine-fluorine bond. Okay, fluorine-fluorine bond. Okay. Any doubt? Till here, can you compare these two? Can we start at least? I mean, you don't have to give me the answer. You understand the bonding that I have taken,
Yes,
that I have
sir.
given, yes or no? Okay. So tell me, which orbital will be which orbital will be overlapping in carbon-carbon bond? Which orbital? नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ नहीं आ रहा है ना, खाली छा गया.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो यही पे वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी काम आएगा. बॉन्ड दिख रहा है आपको. नाउ यू हैव टू टेल मी व्हाट इज स्ट्रांग. कैसे पता है, कैसे पता है? यू विल आस्क वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी. ओके, यू विल आस्क वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी. व्हाट विल वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी से? लुक एट द वैलेंस शेल. करेक्ट,
Yes, sir.
राइट. नाउ वैलेंस शेल में कहां देखे हम? वैलेंस शेल तो वैलेंस शेल 2 है. वैलेंस शेल में कहां देखे? वैलेंस शेल में इट विल से टू लुक एट द ऑर्बिटल. यस और नो? लुक एट द ऑर्बिटल. ओके. So
Yes,
for
sir.
carbon, 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 2. Yes or no? 2p2, correct? If I make this 2p2, this is 2p2 only, na?
Yes, sir.
Unpaired electrons are there. Unpaired electrons are there. Can you see unpaired electrons in the p
Yes,
orbital?
sir.
So now can you see why valence bond theory is important? Now these electrons, they will be combining, they will be overlapping. So which orbital is overlapping here? 2p, 2p. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
अब आ गया सबको. अब बताइए, नाइट्रोजन 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 विल बी. टेक योर टाइम. ऐसे साइड में कहीं पे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लिखिए, उसके बाद फिर आप लोग भरिए, उसके बाद बताइए.
2p.
2p, 2p.
2p, 2p, वेरी गुड. 2p, 2p. व्हाट अबाउट ऑक्सीजन?
2p, 2p.
2p, 2p. व्हाट अबाउट फ्लोरीन?
2p, 2p. 2p, 2p.
2p, 2p. अब क्या करें? So all these bond strengths will be same. The bond strength in carbon, carbon, nitrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, oxygen, fluorine, fluorine, will it be same? Because it is same ना, यहाँ से तो same ही लग रहा है. Yes or no? All of them are having overlapping between the 2p, 2p subshells. So from here I can see that it is same, but what will happen? You have some valence electron, what we say as valence electron, right? Valence electron. In this you have how many valence electron? You have total 4 valence electron in carbon. You have total 4 valence electron in carbon. So 1 electron from this carbon and 1 electron from this carbon. So let us say this carbon as this blue electron. There were 4. So 1, 2. You have made the 4 electrons here. This carbon has this electron. It has contributed in the bond. And these are the lone pairs. Yes or no? Just forget about there is one as a single electron here. Just forget about it. But can you see that these are the lone pair electrons? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now I can make the lone pair electrons for nitrogens also. For nitrogen, it will be how much? It has 4, right? For oxygen. Yes or no? All if you
Yes,
understand
sir.
the number of electrons I have made. Now tell me where will be the repulsion highest? Where will be the repulsion highest? Where will be the repulsion highest?
Fluorine.
Fluorine, exactly correct. Exactly correct. Fluorine will have the highest repulsion. If the repulsion is higher, that means we can separate these two fluorines very easily. If we can separate these two fluorines very easily, that means we can easily break this bond. If any bond is easily broken, its strength is very low. Its bond strength is very low. That means carbon carbon will have the highest bond strength, then nitrogen nitrogen single bond, then oxygen oxygen single bond, and at last fluorine fluorine single bond. Okay. Now similarly, I'm just writing this, you will understand it. Okay, don't worry about this. Silicon silicon. Then you will have phosphorus phosphorus. Then you will have sulfur sulfur. And after that you will have chlorine chlorine. Okay, chlorine chlorine. Just look here and see, these are 3p 3p. These are 3p 3p. Okay, these are 3p 3p. Now, all of you know that if I move from left to right if I move left to right in a particular period, then the size decreases. If the size is decreases, the atomic orbital size is also decreasing. The atomic orbital size is also decreasing. That is why the order will be like this in the third period. Please remember why? Because in the third period, the size is larger, but the number of lone pairs is same. Now, if the number of lone pair is same, that means the electrons are same, but the size is higher. The charge density will get lower. I hope you remember the concept of charge density. Charge density will be lower. Now, what is important? Charge? No. What is important? More charge density is important. Fluorine being so much compact, बहुत छोटा size is fluorine का, but there are six lone pair electrons, so much of repulsion. Chlorine, it also has six. It also has six, but the size is very large. The size is large and it can accommodate the lone pair electrons. There will be no repulsion because the size is large. If size is large, charge density is lower, repulsion is lower, stability increases. Okay, so this is the order for the third period elements. Now, if I compare here, please look here. This is very important. This is very important. So ऐसे ना पूरा highlight करके रख लीजिएगा. There should be this page पूरा highlight. So if I compare carbon and silicon, the order is this way. Let me use another pen here. Carbon has higher bond strength, but as we go up from carbon to nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, the order reverses because of smaller size and the lone pair electrons. Okay, because of smaller size and lone pair electrons. Although we have mentioned carbon lone pairs here, but please remember that essentially it does not happen like this. Okay, carbon पे आप कभी भी valence lone pair नहीं देखिएगा. You will never see lone pair in carbon. Just write this order slowly as the class continues. As you will reach the end of this chapter, you will understand this. Why carbon will never have a lone pair. Why nitrogen will have one lone pair. Oxygen will always have two lone pairs. Most of the times it can have two or more. Fluorine will always have fluorine. All these will always have six lone pair electrons. Okay. So please write this. अच्छा थोड़ा तो आप लोगों को पता ही होगा लुईस स्ट्रॉस स्ट्रक्चर में आप लोगों ने कार्बन के भी बनाए CO3 2 negative. There you have seen that carbon does not have lone pair electrons. You have made NH3. In NH3 there was a lone pair on nitrogen. You have made O2 molecule. In O2 molecule there was four lone pairs. Okay, there were not four lone pairs. I mean in total four lone pairs, but each oxygen it had two lone pairs. Fluorine, as you can see already, it has three lone pairs on each fluorine atom. That is six lone pairs in total. इतना लिखिए आप लोग. Then we will move on. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No? Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now, we are done with valence bond theory. Okay. We are done with valence bond theory. After valence bond theory, you have to identify number of sigma bonds and pi bonds. Okay. Please write a remark. That will help you. Okay. If a molecule has only single bond, a single bond is made by sigma. Only sigma will be present. Only sigma. Okay. But if a molecule has double bond, if it has a double bond, then what will happen? One sigma and one pi. Okay, there is one sigma and one pi. Now, if there is a triple bond, then you will have what? Then you will have one sigma तो रहेगा ही and two pi's and two pi. Determine the number of sigma and pi bonds in following Determine the number of sigma and pi bonds in following. I hope you have seen hydrocarbons before. Yes or no? In 10th standard, you have seen hydrocarbons, ना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, चलिए ये बताइए आप, उसके बाद फिर हम देखते हैं. ये बताइए number of sigma and pi bonds in the chat, and please don't send separate answers. Just send one answer separated by comma. Sigma this much, pi this much. Okay, I've got the answer from Samira. Let me wait for other answers. Okay. Waiting for Hishma and Safwan. यही तो बात है आप लोग के आंसर. आप यू गाइस आर तारे जमी पर. तारे जमी पर. 10th क्लास के हाइड्रोकार्बन चैप्टर पढ़ा, कुछ फायदा ही नहीं हुआ, है ना? You had CH3, then you had what? CH, then you had what? Double bond CH2. अरे अरे भाइयों देखिए, कुछ ने तो उसमें भी गलत आंसर कर दिया. बस आप लोगों ने क्या मेंशन किया? Do you realize your mistake? Do you guys realize your mistake? Yes,
Yes.
Hishma, Mariam. हाँ, अभी काउंट कीजिए सही से. No. Please let me count, है ना? Let me count here. So we have sigma bonds. I'm writing sigma 1 sigma. This is 2 sigma. This is 3 sigma, 4 sigma, 5 sigma. One of these bond will be sigma, and another sigma and another sigma. So how many sigmas are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct? So there are 8 sigma. And how many pi? There is only 1 pi. Double bond. In double bond we have 1 sigma and 1 pi, right? So this is 1 pi bond. So 1 pi. Please write this down. And write the another question. So this has 8 sigma and 1 pi. This is triple bond, okay? This is triple bond. Okay, 7, 8. Write one more. Samara has given me for the B1. है हाँ ठीक है 9 sigma. Okay, yeah, fine. Oh my God, Mariam, are you a foodie? It is not pie. It is not pie. It is a pie. Okay, Mariam. भूख लग रही है क्या आपको? It is not pi. It is pi. Mathematics वाला pi. The constant. सॉरी नहीं की सॉरी कहने वाली बात नहीं. It's fine. Yes. अच्छा, for C also Samira has given. Okay, let me see. 4 5 6. Yeah, correct. Waiting for the D answer. रेशमा, इतना टाइम लग गया आपको बी के लिए? इट इज स्टिल रॉन्ग. बी इज नॉट करेक्ट. ओके मरियम. अच्छा, fine. So let me give the answers now. This will be having 3, 6. See, what I do is now, see, I count the number of hydrogens. So how many hydrogens are there? 6 hydrogens, okay? Plus how many carbons are here? If it is straight chain, if it is a straight chain for sigma bonds, what I do is I count the number of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms? 4. Then I just subtract 1, that is 3. There will be 9 sigma bonds, and I can easily identify that there are 1 pi bond here. This is 1 pi bond, and this is 1 pi bond. Okay, so the middle will be sigma 9 pi. Sorry, pi likh diya humne. 9 sigma and 2 pi bonds. And here also, now if you count it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hydrogens plus 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. That means 3. That is equal to 9 sigma bonds. And how many pi bonds? So this is 1 pi bond here. This is another pi bond here. This will be equal to 2 pi bonds. Now here what I have to do, see, here you don't have only carbon and hydrogens, okay? This is now carboxylic acid. You have carboxylic acid in 10th standard. I have seen that ethanoic acid is there. Now and this is also ethanoic acid. Here, obviously, this hydrogens will be there, so it will be 3 plus this here 1, 2, 3, and please remember this will be also OH now, like this. This will be also a bond. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? So total of 7 sigma bonds, and there is 1 pi bond and 1 pi bond. Okay, 7 sigma, 1 pi. Eight, 2, 9. Eight, 2, 9, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 8, 2, 9, 3, 1, 3. CERT exercises, you have to 4.28, 4.29, 4.31, and 4.32. Okay, this is your homework. Chapter 4. Okay, so I will start a very small topic, which is hybridization. So I will just start the hybridization portion. But now hybridization, Westphal theory. Right, hybridization. Right, hybridization. Hybridization. First thing is that what was the use of hybridization? Why are we using hybridization? Okay, why are we using hybridization? So we will learn this by an example, that is formation of. Please don't write these things, okay? Formation of, just listen. Formation of H2O. Formation of H2O. Now in H2O, we have seen the Lewis dot structure. So we saw the Lewis dot structure. It was hydrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. And this oxygen will have 2 lone pairs here. 2 lone pairs. Okay, this is the Lewis dot structure of hydrogen. Now, obviously, this oxygen is what? This oxygen is in the center. This oxygen is in the center, and it is forming the bonds between the 2 hydrogen. Now, we were applying the valence bond theory to this oxygen. Okay. Now, this is formation of H2. This is LDS, Lewis dot structure. Then we applied VBT, valence bond theory, to look what are the different orbitals and substances which will be taking part in the bond formation. So for oxygen, please don't write anything. For oxygen, it is 1s2, 2s2, and 2p4. If I will write the 2s2 and 2p4, so 2s2 is, this is a valence shell, so I have to see the valence shell, and then I wrote the 2p4, 2, 3, and 4. Now they were fine. Acha, okay, fine. There are 2 unpaired electrons here. This will be taking part in bond formation. This will be also taking part in bond formation. So these are the 2 atomic orbitals. These are the 2 atomic orbitals. Now, if I want to name the atomic orbitals, so this will be, this is s orbital. This will be, let us say px. This is pz, and this is py. Okay, this is pz and this is py. Now I will draw 2 atomic orbitals. That is pz. Let me draw pz in the axis like this. Okay, and there will be py like this. There will be py like this. Okay, is everyone understanding till here? This is pz. of oxygen, and you also have py of oxygen. This is py of oxygen. This is not a d orbital, okay? This is pz and py. नहीं आ रहा है क्या किसी को समझ में? Are you guys getting this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, na? So this is, what is this? This is the py and the pz. अब क्या होगा? Now we have hydrogens also, right? We have hydrogen also. So hydrogen, we have hydrogen 1s1, and the another hydrogen will also have 1s1. If I draw the atomic orbital, so this will be like this. Let us give it opposite spin here and here. So both of these hydrogen will have s subshell. This is the s subshell. This is the another s subshell. So I can say that these will be bonding like this, correct? Yes or no?
Yes,
So here
sir.
will be the electrons, and here will be the electrons. Okay, any problem? Any problem? Any problem till here? This is hydrogen, and this is oxygen. Or should I write oxygen? This is oxygen. No doubt, na? No
Yes,
doubt.
sir.
This is oxygen. So one hydrogen is like this here. One hydrogen is like this here. Yes or no?
Yes,
This
sir.
is pz. This is pz, and this is what? This is py. So the angle between these two will be how much? 90 degree.
Yes.
Yes or no? And the angle will be 90 degree. Okay. So what did we do while we applied valence bond theory? While we applied valence bond theory, we saw that we were able to predict the. We are what saying? We were able to predict the angle between angle in the H2 molecule. Angle in the H2 molecule. Okay. Now, if anyone is using laptop, please Google bond angle of H2O. Bond angle of H2O. Who is doing that? अरे कोई देख रहे थे?
Yes, sir.
हाँ कोई देख. हाँ बताइए.
104.5 degree.
हाँ, so predicted bond angle is equal to 90 degree, and actual bond angle is
104.5 degree.
104.5 degrees. So this is a very vast difference, correct? This is a very vast difference. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is what we will be addressing in hybridization. Okay. So hybridization is the method. Now we will use hybridization, and we will be able to predict. The actual bond angle also. Okay. We will be able to predict the actual bond angle for H2 and different other molecules. Fine. So we will be. I'm stopping here. I have to take Viva for. So we are done with Viva for Samaira and Hishma. Mariam, you have a Viva for chapter 3, periodic properties. Okay.
Sir, today?
Today now.
Sir, I didn't know that we had Viva.
You didn't know?
Yes, sir.
So, you were present in the class, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
All those classes you were present now?
Yes, sir.
है ना? ठीक है. Now I will ask you some questions. Did Samaira and Hishma know about the Viva?
No, sir.
अच्छा, surprise हो गया. No, I thought that you all know. No problem. Hishma का audio ही connected नहीं है. Hishma, can you hear me? Maybe she is having some problem. No problem, Mariam. I'm asking you a few questions now. If you are not able to answer it, no problem. हम कुछ नहीं भेजेंगे, ठीक है? आपके रिपोर्ट कार्ड में कुछ खराब बातें नहीं आएंगी. We will take Viva tomorrow for you. But let me try ना. देखते हैं आपको कितना आता है ऐसे. आपका भी टेस्ट हो जाएगा, है कि नहीं? Yes or no, Mariam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you write it like this only? Mariam?
Yes, sir.
तो लोग चढ़ाते होंगे आपको. Fair. No. Or do they?
They don't say anything, sir.
They don't say anything. Ajay, you have got very good friends there. You have got very good friends. Okay. So, Mariam, you will tell me. Cation anions, we have learned cation anions. Just get into the feel of chapter 3. Cation anions, yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
है ना, आयनिक साइज भी पढ़ा था हमने, yes or no, है ना? Now you will tell me which has greater size, the cation or the anion?
The anion.
The anion has greater size. अच्छा, ठीक है, the anion has greater size. Okay. Now you will tell me, we have also learned about one thing which is important, which is electronegativity, right?
Yes, sir.
Electronegativity. So you will tell me the trend, what will happen to electronegativity if I go from top to bottom in a group, from top to bottom in a group.
It decreases.
It decreases. Okay. And last question. Okay, last question. This is very simple. Tell me about the metallic character. Trend of metallic character, है ना? तो दिमाग में लिया ये metallic character. Tell me the trend if I move from left to right in a period. We are moving from group 1, group 2, group 3, like this. Left to right in a period. What will happen to the metallic character? It will increase or decrease? Yes, Maria.
It increases.
It increases. Yes. Safwan, can I have you, please?
Yes, sir.
You will tell me the trend for metallic character. Trend for metallic character in a group. Yes, Safwan. Can you keep please the mic on till I am asking the question till we are done with the Viva? Yeah.
Decreases.
The metallic character decreases if I go from top to bottom in a group. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Second point is, I'm not trying to ask any factual questions. Now I can ask some questions such as, which is the only liquid non-metal? We have written this point. So, I mean, those who remember this one, they can raise their hands. Okay. So you can be also asked in the class 5 these type of questions, which is the non-metal, which is liquid. Liquid non-metal. I'm not asking for metal. Metal is very easy. Non-metal. Mariam, you can give the answer in chat. Okay, Mariam, you can give the answer in chat. Safwan, the question for you will be, you will tell me about the electron gain enthalpy. Okay. So noble gases will have a positive electron gain enthalpy or a negative electron gain enthalpy. The noble gases. Yes, Safwan.
Positive.
Okay, they will have positive electron gain enthalpy. Can you please keep the mic on till I'm done with the Viva? Yes, Safwan.
सर आप पूछो सर मैं आंसर बता दूं.
नहीं आप माइक ऑन रखो ना, क्या दिक्कत है? आप ऐसे बता ही दे रहे हो, हम तो देख रहे हैं. Okay. Let us talk about. Choose one topic. You choose one topic from periodic properties. जिसको लगता है कि आपको आता होगा जिसका आंसर.
सर पूछिए सर
कुछ भी पूछ. Okay. Tell me, why is the electron gain enthalpy generally negative? Why is the electron gain enthalpy generally negative?
पता नहीं सर.
Achha, you don't know about that. Okay, fine. That's it for today. Okay, Mariam, you didn't give me the answer in chat. I was asking the only liquid non-metal. Yes, Mariam.
Bromine.
Bromine. Yeah, very good. Bromine is the liquid non-metal. And what is the liquid metal?
Mercury.
Mercury. Okay. So all of you, please keep revising also, है ना? I hope I have told you guys about 2 types of revision. एक तो proper revision होता है, revision. But there is another thing which we call as newspaper reading. All of you know ना newspaper
Yes,
reading,
sir.
Yes,
है
sir.
ना? So please keep doing that. तो वो सारे जो concepts है वो आपके दिमाग में ठहरे रहे, है ना? आप retain कर पाएं, because retention is very important. तो समझ जाना. Understanding is overrated, I would say. Understanding is overrated. समझ में आ गया, भूल गया, क्या फायदा? नहीं समझ में आया, याद रह गया, अच्छा ही है ना. धीरे धीरे, if you remember something, if you have memorized something, it has better chances of that you can understand it also. Okay, so please focus on retention. Understanding is in this time period it is very overrated. हम तो समझ के पढ़ते हैं, हम रट के नहीं पढ़ते हैं. अरे भाई कुछ नहीं याद रहेगा, रटना भी जरूरी है. ABCD नहीं रटा रहता, इंग्लिश नहीं बोलते. 2 का टेबल नहीं रटा रहता, 2 का टेबल रटना पड़ता है. जो लोग मैथ्स पढ़ रहे हैं, मैथ्स में रटना पड़ता है क्या? ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक आइडेंटिटीज. देयर आर प्लेंटी. हु हैज मैथ्स हियर? Ishma has biology. Ishma has biology, I remember that. Safwan has maths. Samaira has biology. Yes, Samaira, you have biology, no?
Yes, sir.
Safwan, मैथ्स में ट्रिग्नोमेट्री आया आपका अभी तक?
जी सर, सेकंड टर्म अभी नहीं.
अभी नहीं है, तो अभी स्टार्ट नहीं किया पढ़ना आपने ट्रिग्नोमेट्री?
पढ़ना तो स्टार्ट नहीं किया.
पढ़ना स्टार्ट नहीं किया आपने. अच्छा, तो क्या पढ़ा अभी तक मैथ्स में आपने?
कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स है और सेट से फिर रिलेशंस एंड फंक्शंस चल रहा.
अच्छा, रिलेशन. ओके, रिलेशन फंक्शन में तो थोड़ा सा बस आइडिया होगा ट्रिग्नोमेट्री का. ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक आइडेंटिटीज अगर किसी के यहाँ हुआ है school में, they will see how many trigonometric identities are there, and if you memorize them, those trigonometric